Did you know that over 55% of professional photographers have moved from DSLRs to mirrorless systems in just the past 3 years? It's a shift that's reshaping how we capture everything from fast-moving wildlife to intimate portrait sessions. If you're curious about the gear, link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first got my hands on the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, the first thing that struck me was the new full-frame back-illuminated stacked CMOS sensor. That design isn't just a marketing buzzword, it actually means the sensor can read data far faster than a traditional sensor, which translates into real-world benefits you'll feel the moment you press the shutter. For example, sports photographers will love the ability to shoot up to 30 frames per second with an electronic shutter. Imagine tracking a sprinter in a 100-meter dash and pulling a burst where each frame is crystal clear, without any rolling shutter distortion, something that was a headache with older models. One of the more subtle upgrades that ends up being a daily time-saver is the eye control focus system. Instead of fiddling with a joystick or touchscreen to lock onto a subject's eyes, you simply look at the part of the frame you want to be sharp, and the camera does the rest. This is a huge advantage for portrait sessions where you're already juggling lighting, posing, and client conversation. The focus locks instantly, so you can capture that fleeting expression without missing a beat. If you often shoot events where both stills and video are required, think weddings, concerts, or product launches, the R5 Mark II lets you capture video and stills simultaneously with no interruption. In practice, that means you can record a moving ceremony while still pulling single frames of key moments without having to stop the video stream. The footage stays smooth, and you end up with a set of high-resolution stills that match the video's lighting perfectly. Another feature that makes the camera feel like a true partner is the action priority mode. The camera analyzes motion in the scene and predicts where the main subject will go, adjusting the shutter speed and focus tracking accordingly. I've used this on a family hiking trip where the kids were darting down the trail, and the camera automatically prioritized their movement, delivering sharp shots even when they were running at full speed. Battery life is often a silent pain point for heavy shooters, especially when you're out in the field all day. The package includes an extra Canon LPE6P Lithium-Ion battery, which effectively doubles your shooting time before you need to recharge. For a typical day of wedding coverage, that second battery means you can keep going from the ceremony straight through to the late-night reception without hunting for a power outlet. The build quality also deserves a mention. The R5 Mark II is weather-sealed and magnesium alloy framed, so it handles rain, dust, and the occasional bump without fuss. I took it on a tropical vacation where we encountered sudden showers, and the camera kept performing flawlessly. That durability lets you travel light, confident that the camera itself can take a bit of rough handling. Now, let's talk about the actual image quality. The sensor's back-illuminated architecture pulls in more light, which is especially noticeable in low-light scenarios. When I tested it at a dimly lit indoor concert, the images retained fine detail and had a clean, smooth background blur without the noise you usually see on older sensors. This makes the R5 Mark II a solid choice for anyone who frequently works in challenging lighting, from nightlife photographers to documentary makers. Every piece of gear has its trade-offs, so here's a quick rundown of what I've liked and what could be better. The pros are clear. The image quality is top tier, the high-speed shooting and eye control autofocus really streamline fast action work, and having that extra battery in the box is a practical boost for long days. On the flip side, the price point is still high, which can be a barrier if you're just stepping into full-frame mirrorless. And while the battery life is improved, you'll still find yourself managing large file sizes, especially when shooting 8K video, so you'll need ample storage and a solid workflow to keep things moving smoothly. All in all, the Canon EOS R5 Mark